Hello, my name is Barry Eisenhart. These pieces are wax maquettes, work in wax, and they're miniatures. I sort of work out some concepts with sketching, and then this was the next step, was to create forms, and I could work through them in the small scale. The form being simple enough and abstract enough that people can project their own spirituality into the forms. It took me, I think, a couple of weeks to make these, and I would sort of meditate on my stone axe and sort of my muse, the shape that inspired these. And as you can see, it's a very simple form, and it has an opening. And as a childhood memory, when I found this piece, it was when I realized that it was an ancient Stone Age tool, that ancient man had made this. It sort of felt like my link to the past, and it sort of opened up this whole spiritual connection, how everything is physically connected. This is the project I'm working on for Unity, which of course was its inspiration, has a lot of the circular form and the opening. It sort of differentiates my work. And I think for the sculpture garden as well, that it's a shape that people can project their own spirituality into form. Somehow we're all connected, and I first personally felt connected to the creator of this piece, of this artifact. I was able to kind of, in a sense, meditate through the form. It's a form and shape I understand, and it sort of came fairly easy. But for the most part, it just kind of happened kind of in a continuum, kind of like I want it to be read, kind of like a story. I want it to kind of evolve and become, it's sort of work together as a whole. It's based on, looking up to the heaven. It's pointed upward. And of course, it's got my little circle and sort of my axe handle shape that's inspired by my muse. It has sort of a foundation in the legs, and it's sort of intertwined for strength. But I also got inspiration from like strength symbols like a bull or like an atlas holding the earth. And it's intertwined, and it's working through, and has sort of a female all-knowing energy. And it's sort of based on some female characteristics, and has a center of wisdom and focus. Based on the power, the 12 powers of love. And it is based on, intertwining heart, connected. Based sort of on also the shape of the tongue and the power of speech. But it's a form of power and the energy of power. And I had fun making this piece. This is I sort of saw it as, here's sort of the nutshell, and it expands, and it's almost like bubbles floating up into the air. They get bigger, and as the imagination takes off, and it's sort of an expansive, looking upward, anything is possible piece. I was using my axe handle and sort of let it guide me through how I felt understanding would be, and for me it was sort of letting everything sort of settle and come to a focus and come to an understanding. And for me, it was, as I was working through my form, I sort of came up with the two choices, the ability to choose and the will to choose. And for me, it's sort of a sequential, as you can see here, the sequential order and structure. And I used a flame as an inspiration, sort of on fire, zeal, and using my axe handle, my little hole through the center, but using a flame for zeal as inspiration. And it's working through and bringing it to the surface and spiraling it up and releasing it and letting go. And sort of the circle of life. And as you can see here, it gets delicate, how life becomes delicate, and also sort of the cradling effect, and kind of the cells dividing. And to me, it felt like circle of life. And I'm very excited because I was able to use my muse in something I wanted to do anyway, and create these sort of abstract spiritual forms that were based on my shape, and to create a unified, complete. Each one is unique, but somehow they're part of a collective, part of a whole. And so that was a great opportunity. I was very excited about that opportunity to be able to do what I was wanting to do anyway, and have it work with the Unity Spiritual Garden.